Alright, so it's 12:33, 12:36. We are up, we are dressed, we are bathed, we are ready to go. Today it's going to be a lot of fun. We just need to wait for James to get up and get ready to go. So I'm hoping to wake him up around 2:30. I'm hoping he'll be ready by 3. So by 3 o'clock, I want to be out of this house. And I want to be down at Mike and Jen's by like 4. So 4:30. Really, they're like an hour away. So, all right, that's it for my update. But we are up and we are dressed and we're ready to go. I think I'm gonna spend my time cleaning, even while Karina's awake. Baby, Mama loves you. Is that good? She's eating granola with almonds. I really did get the best baby ever. Look at her. She's so cute. Little monkey, Mama loves you. Oh, my baby. You want to read a book? Of course you have lights. Light dance, light dance, light dance. Light dance. There you go. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Green. Camping. Camping. It was Saturday morning. It was sunny and it was hot. Let's go camping, said Mrs. Green. Mr. Green had never been camping. He was excited. Life with Mrs. Green was full of adventure. We need a tent, said Mrs. Green. A big tent, said Mr. Green, with lots of room. See the big tent?
No.
There's the big tent. There's the little tent. The little tent she's thinking of is yellow. The big one, he wants a red one.
Where?
Big. We need sleeping bags, said Mr. Green. And pillows, said Mr. Green. Soft and fluffy pillows. We need food and water, said Mrs. Green. Like chocolate bars and marshmallows, said Mr. Green. And soda pop. We need warm clothes, said Mrs. Green. And bunny slippers, said Mr. Green. Mr. Green began to worry. Mrs. Green continued checking her list. We need a camp stove, we need boots, we need a first aid kit, we need flashlights, we need matches, we need hats. We need a harmonica. Mr. Green was a musician. We need paints and paper. Mrs. Green was an artist. And we need a map. A map, asked Mr. Green. We need a map? Yes, this map, said Mrs. Green. I made this last night. Mr. Green began to worry. We're going far away, he thought. There could be dark, mysterious woods, strange, eerie sounds, spooky, glowing eyes, sharp, pointy teeth, and mosquitoes. Yeah, that's right, mosquito. More? Sharp teeth. Mosquito. You bite it, you smack it. Good job. Mr. Green was not excited anymore. He was scared. And he hated mosquitoes. But Mrs. Green wasn't scared. She was ready to go. Mr. and Mrs. Green hiked over the welcome mat and down through their front steps, past Mr. Marble's rock garden and his dog, Barking Boulder. And his barking dog, his name is Boulder. beside their favorite picnic spot where Mr. Green once ate 6 watermelons. 6 of them. Across Pellywog Bridge, the best fishing spot in town. Around, yay! Every pothole and dandelion and shortcut alley, and through a squeaky back gate that looked and sounded very familiar. I was like, where have I heard that before? Mrs. Green pulled out her map. We will camp here, she said, next to the bird bath. See what they did? They made a big circle. Mr. Green looked closely at the map. He saw the path they had just traveled. It ended at their backyard, their cozy, comfortable, beautiful backyard. Oh, Mama's gonna have to take this blanket out. You're getting granola all over it. Mr. Green was excited again. The grass around the bird bath was thick and soft. It was a perfect place to set up their tent. They would sleep like a salamander. After dinner, they crawled into their sleeping bags, looked at the moon, said Mr. Green. Oh, look at the moon, said Mrs. Green. It's like a giant marshmallow, said Mr. Green. He began to play his harmonica, but he fell asleep before finishing even one song. Mrs. Green felt happy. The sleeping bag was snuggly, the stars were twinkling, the frogs were croaking, and best of all, Mr. Green was snoring loudly beside her side. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Look at how they depict the two of them. Mrs. Green's all set up nice and lovely and all, in lines and stuff like that. Mr. Green is like just a mess on the other side. I don't know if you can see it. But that's Mrs. Green and then Mr. Green's on the other side. He has like a apple core that's thrown on the ground. His hat's on the ground. His shoes aren't together. His oranges aren't together. Mrs. Green has her paints in a row. She has her 2 paintbrushes on her paper. 3 oranges in a row. Her shoes nice and tidy. Her flashlight's right there next to her. It's just funny. "100 pancakes." That's the time one was up. I know you just tried to, I think. But you didn't make it. Oh, there's my baby. 100 pancakes. "I'm hungry," said Mr. Green. 4 pancakes. He licked his lips. Mr. Green had not eaten since midnight snack. Oh, he gets a midnight snack. Look at that. Mr. Green loved to eat. His favorite meals were breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He loved to eat pancakes most of all. 100. This morning I could eat 100 pancakes. Fat, flat, and round. Mrs. Green was surprised. Life with Mr. Green was full of surprises. "Did you say 100?" she asked. She saw Mr. Green could eat a lot. Once at the movie theaters, he ate 22 tubs of popcorn. But could he eat 100 pancakes? Here comes Squish. 100. 50 plus 50. 50 plus 50 equals 100. 10 times 10 equals 100. 349 minus 237 divided by 2 plus 44 equals 100. 100, said Mr. Green. 10 times 10, 50 plus 7. Why do you do this? No, that's not a door. Oh. My fat cat. 349 minus 237 divided by 2 plus 44 equals 100. Mr. Green also loved numbers. With butter and syrup? Asked Mrs. Green. Yes, please, said Mr. Green. And rainbow sprinkles. Where are you going? Well, you want to hear the rest of the story? You want to go find Squish? Kitty. He's being silly, right? You know you can't get in that way, right? That's not a door. Right? Can you go through the door? Want to come join us? Squish, want to come join? Let's see if we can coax him in here. Ready? Whoa. There you go. Keep ruining my daughter's TP. Little boy. Come here, come back. Why don't you stay in here, Squish? Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Baby girl and baby boy. All right, want to both listen to a story? Want to stay here, Squish?
No.
Ouch. All right, no. Okay, said Mrs. Green. She began to count. 1, 2, 3, and Mr. Green began to eat. Be careful, don't step on the Lego. Don't hurt your foot.
2, 3.
Yeah. 7, 24, 49, 71, 76, 83, 88, 96, 97, 98, 99. And eat, and eat. Only one more to go, said Mrs. Green. And it's a beauty. Stop, said Mr. Green. I am full, I am stuffed, I am packed with pancakes. I can't eat anymore. It was not like Mr. Green to quit. He needed encouragement, said Mrs. Green. So she had an idea. She turned away from Mr. Green. Very carefully, she cut the last pancake into the shape of a star. Star. That's right. Can you sign stars? Stars. Try this, said Mrs. Green. It's something new, a star cake. Each point is a tasty triangle, and the center is a perfectly scrumptious polygon. Well, it's a pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Polygon? Pentahex. It's a hexagon. It is a polygon. A star is a polygon. So it already is a polygon. It just turns. Into another polygon. Want me to cover you? Peekaboo. watching the lights. Delicious with butter, syrup, and rainbow sprinkles. Mr. Green took a little nibble. He chewed and swallowed and smiled. Yum, he said. Heavenly. More syrup, please. He popped the star cake into his mouth, and it was gone in one big gulp. You did it, said Mrs. Green. That makes 100. A star cake is a pancake. Let's celebrate with chocolate cake and ice cream. Mr. Green said I could eat 101 slices of chocolate cake. With... He stopped. He rubbed his round, full belly, and Mr. Green looked green. I'll eat one slice of chocolate cake now, he said. What a glutton. Oh! Will you spill that I gave you? You spilled it all over the place, huh? Thank you. The county fair. Ouch. Arts and crafts, flowers, judging today. Enter now.
Boo.
Yeah, it's that's a 10. I'll take it with me. It's time for the fair, said Mrs. Green. And you know what that means.
Boo.
Mr. Green began guessing. Ring toss? He loved the ring toss, especially when he won. Ferris wheels. He loved the Ferris wheels, especially when he was on the very top. Snow cones. He loved snow cones, especially red cherry snow cones. Yes, 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 Mrs. Green, and more. Think about judges and prizes and big satin ribbons. Oh, said Mr. Green, you're painting. And your flowers, said Mrs. Green. Let's try to win first place blue ribbons this year, said Mr. and Mrs. Green. So Mr. and Mrs. Green hurried home. It was also fun to be part of the fair. Mrs. Green took out her paints and splashed it, and a splatter of red, a plop of yellow, a drip of orange, she said. A smear of purple, a wiggle of white, a smidgen of pink, and green, apple green, lime green, screaming green, and turquoise. Green was Mrs. Green's favorite color, except for ribbons. She liked blue. That, said Mr. Green, is a first place painting. Mr. Green went out to his garden. Blooms of red, clusters of yellow. Petals of orange. There's yellow, there's red, here's orange, he said. Blossoms of purple, buds of white. See, the inside is white. Posies of pink and green, olive green, mint green, shamrock green, and chartreuse. Green was Mr. Green's favorite color, except for snow cones. He liked red. That, said Mrs. Green, is a blue ribbon bouquet. Mr. Green stuck an extra flower into Mrs. Green's hat. the sock, you pulled it off. Want me to put it back on? On the way back to the fair, Mrs. Green held her painting tightly. She was thinking about blue ribbons. Mr. Green was thinking about snow cones. See, all Mr. Green's flowers are all over the place, except for the ones inside of Mrs. Green's hat. When they arrived, Mr. Green's vase was empty. "Oh dear," said Mrs. Green. "Oh my," said Mr. Green. His flowers wouldn't win a blue ribbon this year. But there was still the ring toss, the Ferris wheel, and the slurpy, slushy, red cherry snow cones. And Mrs. Green's painting would win the ribbon. Mr. Green grabbed her hat, and they walked into the judging contest. The judges looked closely. "The red," he said, "is radiant. The yellow is yummy. The orange is outstanding. The purple..." Okay. Stan, the hot dog man.
Ray.
Happy birthday. Happy retirement. Hip hip hooray. Stan is 65 today, sang the bakers. It was Stan's last day at the bakery. Yay! His friends gave him a party. His wife Emma gave him a big hug. "Thank you for the watch and the fishing rod," Stan said. "Catch a big fish tomorrow," said his friend Jim. "I'm not ready to stop working," said Stan. "Tomorrow I begin my new job." "What is your new job?" asked Jim. "Go to the corner of Lake Road and Wood Lane tomorrow." "And you will see," said Stan. "Good luck," called his friends. The next morning Stan woke up before it was light. "I can sleep late today," he said. "I don't work at the bakery anymore." Stan smiled, he closed his eyes, and he went back to sleep. Look at their cozy little home. Hot dogs, good job. Stan opened the garage door. I think that we missed a page, baby. At 9 o'clock, the alarm rang. "Wake up, sleepyhead," said Emma. Stan got dressed and ate breakfast. See, 9 o'clock is a good time for normal people to wake up. What Papa does, you're not supposed to sleep all day like that. Stan got dressed and ate breakfast. He looked at the new watch. "Time to go to work," he said. Stan opened the garage door. "It's the nicest hot dog truck I ever saw," said Stan. "Here is your cap," said Emma. "Now you can look like a hot dog man." Stan climbed into the truck. He started the engine and drove off. Emma waved goodbye. It was a sunny morning. Stan turned on the radio. He sang with the music. "This is more fun than working at the hot bakery," he thought. Stan parked his truck at the corner of Lake Road and Wood Lane. He opened the window of the truck. He cooked the hot dogs. Stan waited and waited. He looked at his watch. "I hope people will stop here for lunch," he thought. A school bus stopped. "These hot dogs smell great," the driver said. "2 dogs with mustard, please." "You are my first customer. Your hot dogs are free," said Stan. "Thank you," said the driver. "My name is Pat. I drive Lake Road every day. I will stop by here tomorrow." Stan's friend Jim drove up. "Hey, Stan, you are a hot dog man," shouted Jim. "Will you bake the buns? I sell the hot dogs," said Stan. "I miss you at the bakery," said Jim. "I miss you too," said Stan. "But I like my new job. I have a hot dog," he said. Right. Stan's first day was busy. He sold hot dogs with relish and hot dogs with onions. He sold hot dogs with sauerkraut and hot dogs with mustard. He sold his last hot dog. Now he can go home. and see Emma, Stan said. Stan sang all the way home. How was your first day? Asked Emma. Lots of people stopped for lunch, said Stan. I sold all the hot dogs. I like being a hot dog man. I go to work late and come home early. Now we have time to go fishing, said Emma. Good, said Stan. I will put our fishing rods in the truck. Next day, the family of 4 stopped in an old car. How much are your hot dogs? Asked the mother. $1 each, said Stan. We can only spend $2, said the father. Please give us 2 hot dogs. You are lucky, said Stan. We have a sale today. Buy 1 hot dog, get 1 free. See, you can have 4 hot dogs for $2, he said. Thank you, said the mother. What do you want in your hot dogs? Stan asked the children. Everything, they yelled. That's how I like my hot dogs too, said Stan. So they got some relish, they got some onions, they got some ketchup, they got some mustard, they got some sauerkraut. The family waved goodbye. Good luck, Stan called. 5 days a week, the hot dog truck was packed at the corner of Lake Road and Wood Lane on busy days. Emma helped Stan. She took the order. Stan cooked the hot dogs. After they sold their last hot dog, they went fishing. I've got one, yelled Stan. I've got one too, shouted Emma. What a big fish, Stan said. We can cook it for supper. Some nights Stan played checkers with Jim. Is a hot dog truck ready for winter? Jim asked. I put snow tires on last week, Stan said. I have sand and warm blankets in the truck. A cold morning, Stan looked out the window. The sky was dark and gray. He listened to the radio for their weather report. We will see light snow today, but it will stop by noon, said the weather reporter. I think you should stay home, Emma said to Stan. I will be fine, Stan said. The report said it was only going to be light snow. Stan put on his warm clothes. Don't forget your boots, said Emma. Stan parked the truck and it started to snow. The snow covered the road. Soon the snow covered the hot dog truck. Stan turned on the radio. Late weather news, very heavy snow with high winds today, said the reporter. No one would buy hot dogs, said Stan. I'll go home. Stan, called Pat. Did you hear the news? This is a bad storm. School closed early. I must drive Tom and Jenny home. You should drive home too, she said. I will, said Stan. Follow my bus, said Pat. Boom. Deep snow covered the highways. The bus skidded on a slippery road. Pat parked her bus. Stan parked his truck behind the bus. It is not safe to drive, called Pat. Let's wait for the snowplow. We are cold, said Tommy. Come in the truck, said Stan. We will be warm there. But first I need Jenny's help. May I borrow your red scarf, he asked. The wind blew the snow up against the truck. 1 hour went by. They listened to the radio. Cars and buses are stalled by the storm, said the reporter. That's us, said Tommy. I am hungry, said Jenny. We have lots of hot dogs, said Stan. Please tell us a story, said Tommy. I will tell you about the biggest fish I ever caught, said Stan. Just before dark, it stopped snowing, and a snowplow drove down the highway. There is a school bus, said the driver. We will plow the road so we can get out. Jefferson again? Oh boy. Desitin, yeah. This is why this is in here, actually. I should put it in here. Let's play with the ones that actually go in here. Oh boy. What do you got? Triangle. Triangle. Good job. There is no one in the bus, said the other man. Where is the bus driver, and where are the children? Look, there's a red scarf. Someone needs help, said the driver. The man plowed a path to the hot dog truck. They opened the back door. We cleared the road with the snowplow, said the driver. You can drive home now. Hooray! The children cheered. I will stop and call Emma, and then I will drive home too, said Stan. Drive carefully, said the snowplow driver. Don't go yet, Stan called. Have a hot dog. It's a snowstorm special. He should have gave that to our family, just free hot dogs, because he gave them to everyone else. You're trying to pull it out through there? Just go through the big hole, babe. Whoa. Yay! What else we got? We got a square. A star. And a triangle. Do you want to go do Your Baby Can Read? We haven't done that in a while. Your Baby Can Read. Your Baby Can Read. You want to do Your Baby Can Read? Alright, I'm going to go out and we're going to do Your Baby Can Read. This is why nothing gets done in my house. I mean, it's hard when you have kids. It's really, I'd much rather spend my time with her than obsessively cleaning. So, that's what I do. What is this? Oh boy. Alright, that's it for my update for right now.